Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like can be very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. As you could have guessed, we are continuing on with this month's knit along, which is the Mitt the Family pattern by Neish Design. It is available on Ravelry for purchase, and if you are curious, I already have a link in the description box that you can click on so that you can be directed to that pattern and make that purchase. If you don't feel like searching for it, it's already included down there. If you've been watching the last two videos, we are on day 3. We are now going to work on the main part of the pattern. This is where we introduce the purple that I talked about earlier. If you're just watching this one and hadn't watched the other 2 episodes, in the description I do have a playlist. I don't know how long it'll be eventually, but there are already the first 2 videos down there, and this one of course as well. But you can see the first 2, but this is the colorway we have. This is the cuff, this is the main body. The previous episode I just finished knitting the cuff, which was still today. You'll see I have not changed my outfit, though I probably need to because I think I have soaked all the way through this shirt. It's heckin' hot, and it's not even like midday. It's dark outside, the sun has set. There was a rainstorm that's supposed to be rolling in, I think, if it hasn't already started. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen any lightning either, but it's just a hot, muggy day in the Midwest here in the homestead. So because I'm going to be introducing a new color, I'm going to do and cut. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more of a tail just because I'm a little bit worried about that. And we're going to introduce our new color. And for me, I was gonna bring my fan, like my fan in here, but it's like cat fur is sticking to me. I'm sweaty, so let me just take a moment. This will not be edited out because I'm telling you right now, you will see this. I don't care. I'm just gonna suffer and you're gonna watch me suffer. Alright, so let's see, what do we need to do now? So alright, I did my cast on, I did my join, I did how many I need to do for how many rounds. Alright, so I need to increase by 2 stitches for this next round. But nothing crazy. We're just doing what it says to do. So it didn't say like how to do it, but it did say to do it. So I'm going to bring my yarn that I cut in back, and then I'm going to attach this purple yarn to it. I'm just going to do a knot. I'm not going to do a join or like a surgeon's knot or anything super fancy. I just want to connect them. And I'll leave another long tail so that eventually when I have my whole thing established, I can weave in the ends, which isn't too bad. Weaving in ends I've grown to tolerate more than seaming. And if you're new here, my name is Paws and Pearls, and I don't like seaming. So I try to do stuff like this that's in the round to save myself the headache. So if I'm knitting and I'm adding a stitch, just 2. So I think I'm going to add 2 kind of like at each halfway. So we'll start with a couple in, just so it's not like super obvious that that's what I did. So I'll do like a couple here and maybe stitch added. Knit around some more. I don't want people to see it, you know. It's just gonna be kind of in there, but not like in your face, because it'll get buried later on, I'm sure, but go kind of like halfway around and then make another one. Whew. So I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are. This is me in the past, so future me doesn't really know how my day is going by the time you see this, but I'm hoping it's going all right. I think the benefit of me filming ahead means that you don't have to hear all the drama that goes on in my life, and it's not even like any big drama. It's just like, oh, this thing happened at work and I was like, why are the work gods cursing me today? What did I do wrong? Stuff like that, you know, just normal like life, like Garfield the cat kind of situation where I'm like, oh, why is this happening? Okay, so I've knit a few. I'm going to go ahead and do what I just did and make a stitch. So that makes my 2 little baby stitches that it asked me to do. And this is just for my size, so I'm not sure. I wrote the whole pattern out because my printer is a little janky right now, so I just wrote them out on a notebook, and I'm doing it for my size hand, so I can't speak to what the pattern tells you to do for yours, but for my size it does ask that I add 2 stitches to this round of knitting that I'm doing. So I was like, okay. It didn't tell me how to do it, it just said make 2 stitches, so I just picked up a leg, a little bar actually, that was hanging out on a purl stitch and knit into it. I guess it's a make one left, because it's on the left side. I'm lifting up a left leg and knitting through. I don't know, because I'm not knitting into a right side, I'm knitting into a left. So yeah, I guess it's a make, I don't remember. It's a make one something side, that's what it is. Go around to the end of my round, and my stitch marker is actually not the very end of my round, it's one little loop behind. So now I'm at the end of my round, and it's just like, oh, you're coming close to the end, just so you know. So I'm like, thank you. Alright, so now that I've done that, I need to do some other stuff. Add it to my stitches. Okay, now I do the pattern, and I do that for a while. And I start with round 1. It's a 1-2 pattern, it looks like. Yes. Cool. Alright, so now I just do oh, here's a question. Okay, so it says beginning with round 1 of pattern, work 10 rounds. So I'm thinking it's just round 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 10 times, not 1 and 2 1, 1 and 2 2, 1 and 2 3, 1 and 2 4, 1 and 2 5. Like what messed me up with my socks when it said do rounds 1 and 2 10 times versus just knit 10 rounds, but you're doing round 1 and 2. So that's what I think. I think so. My round 1s are all of my odds, and my round 2s are my evens, and I just do that until I end up with 10. That's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that first, guys, and then if it's not right, then I know that when I make this for real, then I need to do rounds 1 and 2 1, rounds 1 and 2 2, rounds 1 and 2 3, all the way up to 10 sets. But I don't think that's right, because then my hand would be really, really long. So I'm thinking I'm going with my gut. It's just 10 rounds. And it's a 1-2 pattern. Cool. So let me do that. Get myself. Oh, that's not my working yarn. Get myself with my working yarn ready. This is again one of the reasons why I say don't look at me for tutorial assistance. That is not what I am here for, and that is not what you're gonna get from me, because it's just gonna be a disaster. Oh, and oh man, okay, I have no choice. I have to start doing something that I've just recently complained about doing, and how it doesn't look very good when I do it. So now I have to like really try my best to make sure I get it looking good. I have to do a little bit of this off camera just so that I see very well what I am working with here. It's like, oh my gosh, they have to do it like that to me. I mean, I could easily just move my stitches around. But I don't know. I'm making it harder probably than it is, and I just don't realize it. That is probably what it is. So like here, I have to do it. I'll just do it. I'll just do that. And I'll just leave it. It might take me a little longer, but this is a workaround for me. I think these are gonna look kind of weird. Maybe when I block them or like wear them a little bit, everything will kind of go into the shape it's supposed to, but right now it's really like loosey-goosey with how everything has to be established. But maybe one day I'll figure it out. Alright. I got that part. It's like it shouldn't be this hard. What am I... Can you guys do that? How do you purl on a DPN as your starting stitch and not have it look so like it's 20 miles apart from the other stitch you just knit? I'm trying to do it, but what I'm doing right now, because I just can't figure it out, is I'm just knitting a couple more stitches onto my old needle and then sliding it onto the live needle, so that when I start in the middle of the row, then it's not as loose. And I'm hoping that kind of helps with that bit of slack I have. But we'll see. I just don't think what I'm doing is what they want me to do. And I keep trying to move my old extra yarn down to the bottom so I don't accidentally try to grab it. So now it's like, this is way too much. So then I do 2. Okay. So now I move them back. See, like I'm moving these back because I had to make slack, and I don't like that. And it shouldn't look like that. And now that I just did 1 round of the thing, I need to keep track. And I'm on round 2. Right. So let's do round 2. Well, we're on round 2, but let's continue. But now I found it. Alright. This is like very interesting. Boop. I'm at that point where I'm like, I just want to see what it's gonna look like. I haven't looked at the picture in a while, so this is all very very mysterious. Wow. What? How did that happen? Oh no! I'm like, why is this so long? Oh my gosh. Oh no, no, no. I pulled something. Oh no. What did I do? These are all knits, right? Okay, alright. Time out, guys. I need to find my magic fixie thingy, and then I will be back. I lost some stitches, and I don't remember that happening. But I'm like, why is there so much slack right here? And it's because I'm missing like two levels of stitches. Ugh. Alright, I'll be right back. All is not lost. That was stressful. I'm glad I had this little baby crochet hook from when I did my tapestry project, because I needed that. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of like at what point did I pop those middle stitches off of my needle like that? And well, at least I got it fixed, so that's good. But that was nerve-wracking, because I'm like, no, I just started. Once again, did I not just say that's why people shouldn't rely on me for any kind of knitting guidance? Because obviously I'm not the one. I'm not the one to be able to offer any kind of expertise here. Alright, so where was I? Oh man. Alright, so okay, yes, this is what I was doing. I had my needles, they were minding their own business. Okay, so we continue on. Here we go. And everything is looking the right way. Very good. Should not have any more, knock on wood, shouldn't have any more problems here. But we'll see. The night is young. Trying to just get through round 2, that's all we want. Whew. I have to look back when I'm editing this. I'll be looking back to see where it is that I messed that up, because I don't know. Scoot these. And I'm just gonna knit a couple, so hopefully to avoid that slack. And then carefully put them back on. Empty needle, finding the right ones. There we go. Sliding those back. These to the front. like, come on, man, we didn't even get past the second round and there's already problems. Like, oh my gosh, that's not a good sign. Alright. Oh no. There. Make sure to get these going here. So, success, finished round 2 now, right? Right. Now what do we have to do? Do that again. Okay. And I'm going to do like I did before, where I start, because it's weird, I'm going to start it on the, why is it so weird? I don't know. Like I did before, slide them back onto the needle I want to work from, because purling on the beginning does not give me enough. It's like I can't pull it tight enough where it won't feel slacky and stuff, and I don't like that. Still is, but at least it's a little bit better. Down. So we'll just keep doing this for 8 more. 8 more. But yes, I'm going to ask again, do you have trouble purling on the beginning of your DPN like I do? Is it just me? I just can't get it to pull tight enough, it seems, and that's quite bothersome. So I try like a couple in just to kind of get things going. Maybe I'll do 3 just to be on the safe side. Down. Slide my 3 back over. Those down. So these. So then we do our long one, and like before, we have a few pearls that we'll go ahead and start on our last needle, just so everything is close together. Those down, move these over. This is tedious, but I just can't seem to get my pearls to be nice and squishy. And that's not for only this project, that's for every project where I have pearls. It's just like I can't start it tight. So on that, going that around. We're almost to the end. Now we are finishing up our last stitch of this round. So I'll go ahead and do like I do. Bring that other one up close. Do what I need to do. Three in, close, establish, 1, 2, 3, mark that I finished around. So that was my third. And then I just keep going. Okay, so we'll finish this. Yeah, we'll finish this round, I think. Oh. I'm sorry guys, this isn't as lively as I may have thought it would be. It's definitely taking more concentration to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. But like once I get going, then yeah, I can start to talk a little more. But when I mess up, that doesn't help, obviously. But you know, is what it is. See, okay, well I end on a pearl here, and if I start on a knit, I can pull it super tight, so that doesn't go as weird as other things, so that I'm cool with. Starting on a knit is easy. So you can pull that sucker real tight, but when you look around, things get weird. I'm trying. This is my first one, so these are where I work out all the kinks and see how I'm doing, and if I can accept the challenge of doing this multiple times, as in making more than one set of these. I hope so. Okay, well, now that I'm doing a knit on this one, I need to do a purl on the same line. So screw everything up very carefully. Push that one down a little bit. There we go. Scoot these like that. Purl. Oops. Purl. And I can scoot the 3 I just did over. 1. Oops. 2. 3. Everything's all kind of tingly. There we go. So now I can go back to my knit position. Skip that. That's purl. That's purl. Purl. Oops. Alright. Almost to the end here. Oops. Move my last stitch is in that. And then, as always, I'm going to scooch these over to begin round 1, and then go ahead and do my okay. And then moving them back over. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So we just finished our fourth round, and that is a lot. We have some live stitches here on our needle that we knit onto, and we have a few on the one we knit from, and I just can't tell what's happening right now. The beginning looks really bad, honestly. It's too loose. It's just too loose. I can pull a little bit on my extra yarn. That might help a little. Yeah, that's helping a little bit, but for the most part, it's just kind of tricky because of that beginning in the purl. So I can tell you right now, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm hoping that is like, I mean, I can probably add, when I finish this, I can probably just add a little bit more reinforcement there with some extra yarn to kind of close up that gap. But I think if I were to do this again, I would go ahead and do this on circular needles, because I don't like that gap I get when I start on a purl. And even though I'm moving my needles around, this isn't good. I don't like how it looks like that. It looks holy, honestly. Like, I have a lot better look on this long part of my needle, where I just have continuous knitting and purling. Supposing I could just do that on the back too. Maybe we'll try that later on. Yeah, why not? How much time do we? 8 minutes? Sure. Let's try that. I'm just gonna go ahead and knit everything onto one needle. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But at least I have the beginning of my round established, and then we'll just keep doing that and see how it goes. Because I was doing that with the socks that I messed up too, just because having them on 3, so having them on the circulars, it got too tight because my circulars weren't the right size for the project. So I think having them on the DPNs made it go faster, but I also still ran into those gaps between. So if I just knit everything onto one needle, maybe that'll help. Maybe, I don't know. Shot in the dark. But we're gonna try it, and then if it doesn't work, then we'll just go back to anything else. But if I have to keep starting on a purl, it's not looking cute. So let me just add everything to one. And I don't like purling. Purling is awkward to me. I know there are ways to work your knitting so you don't purl, but I haven't looked into it too much yet to know if it's worth the complication of a workaround just to suck it up and muscle through the purling. I'm not sure, but this is the funnest. Okay, so here is where I get that weird jog. And why does it do that to me? trying to pull it a little tighter. I know it's just going to come right back out. Alright. Like total concentration, hoping that this fixes it, but it probably won't. I don't know. I just look weird. I just look weird the whole time, and I'll just have to deal with it. Finished. Oh my gosh, this looks a little better on that side than it does on this side. Like the end of the round to the beginning of the round is so weird. It's just really loose. There are probably some ways I can fix it, but I keep trying to pull just a little tighter each time I come around, and it's just not doing it. I don't know. But we just got halfway through the part where I knit before we start doing the gusset. So there's that, which means that the next time we should be another 5 rounds, at least for my size, and then we can start working on the gusset. So I will see you then. Bye.